Well, hello everyone and welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico, as two familiar Western Conference opponents meet once again tonight at the Lab. Orange County SC arrive in Albuquerque sitting second in the table, but New Mexico United have been a thorn in their side, including not only a victory earlier this season, but also a playoff win a year ago. Welcome in to Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park. My name is Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. And Chris, we've got number 2 Orange County taking on number 7 New Mexico this evening.
Yeah, Tyler, soccer fever has very much hit the United States, right, with the World Cup going on, but our attention turns to a really, really important USL Championship game between two teams trying to find their way, and maybe a little bit stuttering for New Mexico United, certainly.
Well, this one should be a lot of fun. Let's take a look at our players to watch this evening, brought to you by Toyota, Chris. And for New Mexico, he plays on the right wing. It's the Barbados international Niall Reed-Stephen.
Yeah, Reed-Stephen brought in to fill the big shoes of Akali and the offensive output of Akali, and what a start he's had. Stepped up from USL League One, and chances created, goals scored. He's top of both of those. What a great start of the season.
You talk about somebody that creates chances. We're keeping an eye on Orange County's Chris Hagart.
Yeah, only scored 1 goal so far this season, but such an important player for the Orange County offense. Chances created again, assists. He is certainly someone who New Mexico United need to keep an eye on.
Well, Chris Hagart, Niall Reed-Stephen, both tied with 15 chances created in league plays. They'll both be looking to cook something up here this evening, as tonight's match is brought to you by CNN, and tonight's broadcast is brought to you by New Mexico True. We'll step aside. We'll have lineups and kickoff on the other side of this.
When you join the New Mexico State Police, you're stepping into more than a patrol car. You're stepping into possibility. From tactical missions to underwater recoveries, from negotiating under pressure and mastering the skies with cutting-edge drone technology, our specialized teams go beyond the ordinary. If you're looking for a challenge, teamwork, and the chance to be part of something bigger, your path starts here. Join the legacy. Join New Mexico State Police.
Welcome back here to a beautiful evening in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The sun begins to set here in the land of enchantment. Let's take a look at our starting lineups this evening, brought to you by Will Ferguson and Associates. And Chris, a couple of notable changes here tonight for Dennis Sanchez.
Yeah, the big one is probably in midfield with Salalem stepping in there for Valentin Noel, and the creativity that Noel brings to this New Mexico United team. It's going to be interesting to see how they compensate for that.
And now let's take a look at Danny Stone starting 11 here this evening. And Chris, no changes to his last League 11.
Yeah, the 3-2 win against Oakland Roots last time out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. we expect Hagar to be playing off the left, and there's the top scorer, McKinnon, off the right-hand side as well.
This one should be very good here. And, you know, you and I were talking before the broadcast here about the importance of the first goal. This is an Orange County side that does not concede a lot of goals. And on the flip side, a New Mexico squad that have really struggled to find their way offensively so far this season.
Yeah, Orange County tied third best in the USL. I think it was only Tampa Bay and Tulsa who've conceded less goals maybe. So, yeah, it's a really, really stingy defense. New Mexico United don't do too bad either. New Mexico United, it's the other side of the field. They're really not firing offensively. And we've talked about Reed Stephen, how important he is as well. But New Mexico United tied for, I think they're like the second worst offense in the entire league right now. So they really need to find a chemistry that works for them moving forward here.
That is tonight's center official, Elton Garcia. Assistant referees, Bennett Savage, Carson Frizzell Thomas. And our fourth official this evening is Cale Walker. New Mexico will be in their traditional black and yellow home strips, while Orange County will be in orange tops this evening. This has traditionally been a place that Orange County, they have struggled at, Chris, despite all of their success here in recent years, including, you know, a championship just a few years ago. Orange County have not been victorious here in Albuquerque since 2019.
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy stat, and I know it's something that head coach Danny Stone will be trying to put right tonight, and it's been a really good start to the season for them, you know, sitting pretty up in second place. Last few games, they've conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 games. So talking about a stingy defense, the last 3 games, it's not been as tight as it has been previously earlier on in the season, so that's something that they'll maybe be looking to tighten up tonight as well.
And New Mexico looking to ask some questions early on here as Niall Reed Stephen found himself going one-on-one, but eventually it's cleared out. It will be a throw-in here for Orange County, and that was Zico Bailey, the Philippine international. Zico Bailey is making his 91st appearance for the club in all competitions since joining back in mid-2023. And he's been somebody, Chris, that since he's come in, he's pretty much nailed down that spot in the midfield.
Yeah, I mean, he's so creative, and he just kind of pops up. You know, sometimes he can play the 6, he can sit, he can break things up, or he can be the midfielder that's breaking from deep, creating chances, scoring goals as well. So he's ended up being such an important part of this New Mexico United team.
Found the back of the net just last month against Las Vegas Lights. It was his first goal of the season. It came against his hometown club as this ball put in, and immediately it's headed in, and it's Kip Keller once again. New Mexico take the lead less than 2 minutes in.
Wow, Tyler, I mean, you talked about the first goal could be so important tonight. New Mexico United, what a start for them. Just a hopeful ball put in, and I'm not sure what the Orange County defense was doing. There were 3 New Mexico United players unmarked within 6 yards of the goal, and Kip Keller ended up being the player who gets his head on it. Great start for New Mexico.
Well, it's the second goal of the season for the defender, and it comes in his 20th league appearance in black and yellow. And Chris, the party has started early here at the Lab.
Yeah, you can see even if Kip Keller had missed it, you can see Reed Stephen was at the back post as well. He could have even popped it in. It's, the marking, there was one Orange County defender there. You can see only in the vicinity. Everyone else stepped up, maybe a little blown, trying to step up, catch them offside, and the number 23, Dogman, didn't get the memo.
That goal brought to you by Vara Winery and Distillery, and it's a big one for New Mexico. Coming into tonight, here at the Lab, they've captured 10 out of a possible 15 points, 3 wins, just 1 loss, 1 draw. And to add to that, they're unbeaten here at home in USL Cup play as well. 2 wins out of 2. And so Dennis Sanchez and his side, they've really turned this place into a fortress, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the big thing is how can you get the home crowd on side, right? And Sanchez there, you can see how excited he is and what a great start it is, you know, the building's really starting to fill up. The energy, especially with that early goal, that drives and it almost sucks the ball into the net for New Mexico United.
There you see Alex Rando, the starting keeper for Orange County, the New York native, just 25 years old. Entering tonight, he led the USL Championship in the Golden Glove standings. Orange County entering the night, they had just allowed 10 goals in 11 matches.
Yeah, 5 clean sheets for Rondo so far this season. Obviously not getting one tonight, but a really tough nut to crack. You know, you've played 11 games so far in the season and 5 of those you haven't conceded. That's an unbelievable record. So, again, testament to how good a start this has been for New Mexico.
This has recently been a matchup that has heavily leaned in favor of New Mexico. Jabang goes all the way back to Chris Shakes. This is the former Finland international Mikko Hamalainen. 12 caps for the Finland national team. Deion Harris. Harris has been a playmaker for this New Mexico side. Able to link up with Gloucester. Gloucester cross goes in and it's cleared away by Tubbs.
Yeah, you can just see there the Orange County number 2 duty just didn't know whether to step or drop in, so just got the ball played in behind him and this was onto it like a shot.
Danny Stone, the head man of Orange County. Now this has been a club that he has not had very much success against, Chris. In fact, Danny Stone winless against New Mexico in his tenure with Orange County. As Malik Howell, his shot attempt is blocked, and this one flicked over the top, but it goes over the crossbar of Alex Rando.
You can see just Orange County just need to collect themselves a little bit, kind of settle down, find a little rhythm, maybe enjoy a little time on the ball because it's all New Mexico right now.
Here you look at the last 5 meetings between these clubs in Orange County. I think what stands out the most, Chris, is they struggle to score against New Mexico. In fact, they've been shut out in 3 of the last 5 against the Black and Yellow, including earlier this season in Orange County at the Champ.
I think that was a PK. Reed Stephen, one of his 3 goals so far this year, and yeah, really tightly contested game, which so many of the games for Orange County this year have been in. New Mexico United, they've not exactly been in any. The Phoenix Rising game in the USL Cup is an exception to the rule, where most of the games this year have been very tightly contested.
This is going to bring about our first set piece of the evening here, and it comes for Orange County. Stephen Kelly standing over this ball. He delivers, and it's initially headed by New Mexico and dealt with by the Scotsman Greg Hurst. Greg Hurst, one of 2 Scotsmen on the pitch this evening alongside Stephen Kelly. And Chris, I'm sure they're pretty excited as to what's going on, as Bazzini almost broke in behind Shakes there, just couldn't quite corral that ball. That was dangerous for the visitors.
Yeah, but there's a little glimpse of how dangerous they could be as well. You know, Orange County, where New Mexico United have enjoyed a lot of this early going, but got to be careful.
And there you see, look, for both of these sides, Chris, there's no real 10, 12 goal scorer carrying either side. This is a really balanced attack.
It's really balanced, but both teams are not at the right end of the scoring charts. You know, maybe Orange County so far 14 goals, New Mexico United 11. Like that 11, now 12, but 11 before the start of the game was the second worst in the USL. You know, so it's we talked about Reed Stephen, how well he started the season. The fact that the top scorer for both clubs has 3 goals. And that's something that needs to be rectified. And, you just mentioned Greg Hurst before, doing his defensive duties. That's at the wrong end of the pitch for Greg Hurst. Like he does. He puts a shift in for his team every single time. But New Mexico United want him in the other 18-yard box. And those 2 goals against El Paso Locomotive, his only 2 so far this season.
Those came just 10 minutes apart. As that was a huge challenge from Reed Stephen. Finds Harris, who lays it off, and Zico Bailey just couldn't make the overlapping run there to connect. But New Mexico finding some flow offensively.
That was a great little spot by Deion Harris. I think maybe everyone thought he was going to take the shot on there. but he knew the deep run, and we talked about the deep run from Zico Bailey.
This could be dangerous here. Hagart, he goes down, gets back up. He's prodded a little bit there. I believe that was Reed Stephen. Chris Hagart, we talk about him being the primary playmaker for this Orange County side, Chris. He was stuck watching the last time Orange County made the trip out to Albuquerque. Was in that Western Conference semifinal that you and I had the pleasure of calling last fall, where Dayon Harris scored on seemingly the last kick of the match and sent New Mexico onto the conference final for the first time in their club history. And so, you know, Chris Hagart, he's looking to make an impact here tonight.
And you know, I love seeing that. Yeah, I think he had an opportunity to go down, and so often in the game now you see players go down far too easily, and he stayed on his feet and tried to make something happen. Love to see that from a player.
Well, Kelly delivers from the spot, or from the corner, excuse me, and that's Chris Shakes rising up to grab that ball. Chris Shakes, the former Penn State Nittany Lion. Pokes this forward, but doesn't get it by Grayson Duty. Goes all the way back to Rando, and a foul called off the ball, and it's Gideon Zalalem, the guilty party. Ben Alcazar went down. We were talking about Grayson Duty just a moment ago. He is pretty familiar with Dennis Sanchez and a few of these guys on this New Mexico squad, having spent part of the 2024 season at Las Vegas Lights. Made 16 appearances for the club. That was, of course, the most successful season in Lights history. They knocked out New Mexico in the conference semis. Usman Jabang, Valentin Noel, Raiko Rosarena, all part of that Las Vegas Lights squad. Of course, Dennis Sanchez, Armando Quesada as well, goalkeeper coach. It's a small league, Chris. Got some score updates here for you. Some big results here. And how about that? Battery putting 5 past Tulsa. And New Mexico turn it over here in a dangerous area. Here's Kelly in the box, and Kelly unleashes one with the left foot, and it just goes wide. Orange County making something out of nothing there, Chris.
Yeah, a little sloppy in possession for New Mexico United, and a little warning shot. Kelly, he's a huge part of the offense, leading chance creator for Orange County as well. So someone who, that's an opportunity for a player of that caliber.
Well, Kip Keller, he joined the club last August, Chris. He was acquired on loan from Minnesota United. He's working through some injuries and coming back, and really found a place here in New Mexico, so much so that they signed him to a permanent deal in the offseason. Well, he went from having 0 professional goals when he joined the Black and Yellow last August. He's up to 3 now, Chris. There must be something about this high desert air here in Albuquerque.
Yeah, one of them includes the rocket he scored from there outside the box as well earlier on this season here at the Lab. And yeah, he's finding his way, and I think it was the last game you and I did against Phoenix Rise, and he just keeps joining in the attack. And you know, maybe there's been a noticeable uptick in the form of New Mexico United. There's that loss against Tampa Bay, where Tampa Bay, once they get their noses in front, they just don't concede goals. Other than that, there's been a noticeable uptick in the performances and the results of New Mexico United recently. Had a little bit of a rough start of the season, and maybe part of that is starting to get some players back from injury, like Keller being one of those.
Just last footnote on Kip Keller and his goal-scoring abilities. He scored his first career goal against Orange County last October. As Malik Howell delivers this cross and Duty heads it away. th meeting all-time between these two clubs. And it's New Mexico who hold the overwhelming edge. 6 wins for the black and yellow compared to just 2 wins for Orange County. There's been 4 draws. Here comes Keller. Lays it off for the Jamaican Malik Howell. And I think Howell had his cross blocked by his own teammate.
I think Reed Stephen just lost his foot and inadvertently ended up smack bang in the crosshairs of Malik Howell's cross there and ended up knocking it out for a thing. But again, there was Kip Keller stepping into the attack for New Mexico United. Not afraid to step forward from the back.
Well, Chris Hagart draws the foul. 24-year-old out of San Diego, California. It's his second full season with Orange County. Call it a professional foul from Malik Howell. Knew exactly what he was doing in that instance.
And so did Hagart. He knew exactly what he was doing as well. There was the slightest of touches there, and I think he was pointing to the referee that there was green grass in front of him to run into, and maybe perhaps it was worthy of a yellow card.
Silla. Ben Alcazar and float it here to the outside. New Mexico able to come away with possession. Zalalam tries to pass forward and loses possession. Well, while we have a moment, let's take a look at our keys to the match. Keys to the match brought to you by the Somos Unidos Foundation. For New Mexico, neutralize Hagart, win the midfield battle, and attack quickly. And Chris, so far, you can pretty much check off attack quickly as New Mexico. They've really had the lion's share of the opportunities here through the first 15.
Yeah, but we did mention about Orange County getting a foothold in the game and enjoying the ball, and they've certainly done that over the last 5-10 minutes here.
Cross comes in. Hagart at the back post, and a huge block there from Malik Howell. Massive opportunity there for Chris Hagart.
Yeah, Orange County had the man over at the back post. Malik Howell being drawn slightly more central, and Hagart left lurking at the back post, and that's not something that New Mexico United want to make a habit of.
Let's take another look here on this TLC replay, and that was a great cross that just went over the head of Malik Howell. Hagart just couldn't get a shot off. Here's Silla. Connects with Hagart. Cross goes in. That ball goes through traffic, but it's wide of the goal of Chris Shakes. Yes, you were just mentioning now, Chris, Orange County starting to probe around that New Mexico United 18-yard box.
Yeah, it just maybe took them a little longer to settle than what the coaching staff would have liked for Orange County, letting New Mexico United get their noses in front there. But now, it's like the field has been flipped a little bit and certainly asking more questions than they have at any other point early on in the game here.
Jabang asking for a handball, and he'll get the whistle from Elton Garcia. Well, New Mexico, over the last 6 matches against Orange County, they've outscored them 10-4, including tonight. Silla turns. Hagart, he's been getting involved a lot here over the last few minutes. Hagart, cross goes in, and there's the equalizer. It was coming for a moment, Chris, and Ben Alcazar silences the lab.
Yeah, and it all starts. Chris Gloucester just loose in possession, giving the ball away. But 20-25 yards away from the New Mexico United goal, and Orange County absolutely capitalised, working the ball to the back post. Hagart again on the back post, seeing a lot more of the ball over the last 10 minutes. Not much Chris Shakes could do in the New Mexico United goal.
And anytime you give Chris Hagart that many opportunities, something's going to happen. He's a playmaker. And that for Chris Hagard actually is his 4th assist of the season, Chris. That ties him for the Golden Playmaker Award.
Yeah, you can just see there, like, it's put in such a dangerous area, and really all the work is done by Hagard as well, you know, where puts the ball through a couple of New Mexico United players' legs. Salalem losing possession again as well. They're off to the races here.
A huge equalizer for Orange County. So New Mexico back to work.
And New Mexico United only got themselves to blame there right after conceding a goal when it was their own fault. They were in possession, comfortable possession, giving the ball away. And Salalem there again, sloppy in possession. And Orange County had numbers there, and they possibly should have done better with that opportunity.
Heller is looking for the switch to Dayon Harris. Free kick given to Orange County here. Ryan Dogman asking for something. I didn't see a whole lot there between he and Niall Reed-Steven. Ryan Dogman felt as though he should have gotten a whistle. Ryan Dogman, the Norwegian, 4th year with the club. He's a former youth Norwegian national table tennis champion. How about that, Chris?
Of all the things I thought that were coming at the end of that sentence, that wasn't it.
No surprise, these athletes, multi-talented. Here's the goal scorer, Kip Keller. Well, fans, we'd like to let you know that you can enter the Prinks Tires USL Cup Game Day Kit Sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on the screen and enter today. Zalalem, former Arsenal man. Reed-Steven, former League One standout. Rando comes out to claim that one. Reed-Steven, he and Liam McKinnon were dueling last year in League One. Liam McKinnon ended up winning the league MVP, also the Golden Boot winner with Greenville Triumph, Chris. Liam McKinnon scored 21 goals in 32 matches last year. Reed-Steven was on a tear as well. He scored 13 goals, had 7 assists in League One. These are two guys who are adapting very well at the next level.
Yeah, and it's, you know, testament to both clubs' scouting departments as well, you know, finding those players in the level below, essentially, you know, in the League One and working out, can they make the step up? And both clearly have been able to do that.
Reed-Steven showing his defensive prowess there against a veteran in Ryan Dogman. Dogman plays a cross in, and the shot goes over the bar. In disbelief, it's Bazzini. That was another big opportunity there.
I was sure Chris Gloucester got a touch there to put it over the bar, but Bazzini maybe just got that completely wrong if that wasn't the case. but he was definitely under duress anyway. Chris Gloucester recognised the danger and flew into the tackle at the last second. Yeah, he did just bobble, just bounce right before he hit it. It's so hard to keep those down on target because he was trying to get it up and over the defender, but under the crossbar, just got it a little wrong.
And for Yaniv Bazzini, he too, a former USL League One standout last year, had 19 goal contributions throughout this season. 12 goals, 7 assists. So we've got 3 of League One's finest on the pitch here tonight. Bazzini already with a couple of goals and an assist so far this season. Niall Reed-Stephen for New Mexico, Chris, leads the club with 4 goals in all competitions. He really likes playing here at the Lab. Reed-Stephen, who scored 3 of his 4 goals here in the 505 so far this season. Here's Greg Hurst. He's got options. Chooses Zico Bailey. "25 minutes gone by here in Albuquerque. Jabang. Greg Hurst as that pass blocked, and eventually it's Silla running back the other way. Silla spreads it out. It's Bazzini. Defended by Keller. Here's Bazzini on the right foot. And his shot goes wide.
Yeah, Orange County really have got to grips with this game here, and it's completely changed. And the atmosphere, you can hear it in the stadium as well. It's gone pretty quiet. The New Mexico United crowd tell that Orange County are very much on top, asking all the questions now.
Thanks for joining us this evening. Beautiful evening here in Albuquerque. There's some precipitation around us, and it's really made for a cool evening from a rather hot day. Dogman able to corral this, and Reed-Stephen really making Dogman do some work here, and eventually the veteran wins the throw-in.
Seems that maybe Chris Gloucester's a little over-eager to try and make up for his earlier error there. He's stepping into midfield, trying to win duels in there. And New Mexico United, same advice as what we mentioned about Orange County earlier on. Just need to enjoy a little bit of possession, which they are doing right now. Slow the game down, get a foothold in the game. Now they need to work out how are they going to get Greg Hurst in the game. Really haven't said his name at all, except defensively early on. Need to find a way to get him involved in the game.
Ball given away there by Zalalem. Here come Orange County. That shot was deflected out. It'll be a corner kick. So we see Rosarena and Shakes combining for a really long shutout streak, approaching the club record. Not quite there yet. Work to do is Orange County have a corner kick coming up here. See the discussion here between Shakes and Malik Howell. delivered. Dooney and Gloucester both running full speed, and takes a deflection off of Grayson Dooney. Fans turn to the CBS Sports Network next Saturday, June 20th, for a thrilling USL Championship Western Conference showdown. Sparks will fly when Las Vegas Lights FC take on this electric Orange County SC side, 10:30 Eastern. Again, that's on the CBS Sports Network, June 20th. Here come New Mexico, looking to take the lead once again. Here's Howell. Goes back to Bailey. He can hit him from distance. He's looking for Jabang, who got a touch to it, but at a rather unfavorable angle there, Chris.
A little better by New Mexico United, finally enjoying some time in the attacking zone. You know, since they scored that early goal, it really has been Orange County asking all the questions. Just looking at Orange County before that little stretch that I mentioned earlier on, where they've gone 3 games in a row, conceding at least 2 goals. Before that, they went 8 games where they only conceded 1 goal, and obviously that was when they had the 5 shutouts as well. So it's been and New Mexico United, having scored except in 3 of their 10 games prior to tonight, they've only managed to score more than 1 goal on 3 occasions in the league, that is.
Fortunately for them, Chris, a couple of those instances coming right here at home, where they picked up 3 wins out of 5.
Yeah, Orange County do tend to travel pretty well in the league. They've only lost 1 game away from home, the cup. I mean, they suffered defeat just last week in the USL Cup against AVL, but in the league they travel pretty well with only the 1 defeat so far this season. So it's a very good home record going against a very good away record.
And of course, we want to note there was a lot of rotation for Danny Stone's side in the USL Cup.
Yeah, he's got a very young squad, potentially one of the youngest in the entire USL Championship, and getting minutes for those guys, keeping them sharp so that when they do have to step up in potentially in the league games, they're ready to go.
As I was going through and doing some of our broadcast prep for this game, this is a bad giveaway. Harris able to find Greg Hurst, and the offside flag is up on the Scotsman. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, as the pass from Dayon Harris just got away from the captain.
It's almost like Greg Hurst there. He knew he was offside, so he took his eye off the ball to try and get himself back onside, and by the time he looked back for the ball, it was on him, and he just couldn't bring it under his spell. And yeah, the flag went up pretty quickly as well too.
Gart hits the brakes, now plays it forward, doesn't get it by the goal scorer, Kip Keller. Here's Harris. He and Reed Stephen have switched sides. Harris, cross goes in, Zico Bailey. Reed Stephen makes the run. Reed Stephen cross. It's cut out there by the Englishman Brewitt.
That was a great ball from Kit Keller down the right-hand channel there for Dayon Harris. And like you said, we see that quite often with Reed Stephen and Dayon Harris. They switch sides just to get a different look against the outside backs there. So, and that was certainly the case there. And great ball in. Zico Bailey just couldn't quite get the ball under control. So Reed Stephen tried to set it for a shot, but got that wrong as well. New Mexico United enjoying some time again in the attacking third.
Hurst crosses to Howell. Howell, that touch goes awry. But New Mexico starting to ask some questions of their own now.
Yeah, it looks like with these storms in the vicinity as well, the wind's really picked up around the stadium, and it's actually blown straight into the face of Rondo in the Orange County goal there. So maybe that's helping New Mexico United a little bit as well.
Silla leading the break for Orange County. Still Silla. Still Silla. Pulls it back. Eventually, Chris Shakes. He'll just pick it up. Ousmane Silla, the 24-year-old out of Senegal, was the 2023 Mac Herman Trophy winner in college. Two-time NCAA champion with Clemson, his first-team All-American as well. Going back to that 2023 Mac Herman Trophy that Silla won, in fact, if you want to find the runner-up that year and look no further than Tubbs in the back line for Orange County. And so you talk about, Chris, some of their development when it comes to the teenagers. They're also able to get some really talented college players. Here's Greg Hurst now. He's got plenty of options. Harris, and it's just wide.
Probably New Mexico United's best moment for some time there, and fell to the right guys. Well, you would say Deon Harris. You love seeing him in those areas. Ball worked into Greg Hurst, pops the ball out to Deon Harris. His touch just takes him a little bit wider than what he'd probably like there. That touch there, you can see he just bobbles just off his knee. Takes him a little bit wider, gives the defender a chance to close the angle.
Conditions here in Albuquerque. It was a warm one today. Temperatures getting up into the mid to upper 90s. Summer is definitely here in the high desert. Thankfully, sun already setting and it's cooling off. Here's Ben Alcazar, the goal scorer for Orange County. His cross goes searching and Shakes, able to keep it inside the 18.
It's been a little bit of everything today here in Albuquerque. We had the dust storm blow through about 90 minutes, 2 hours before kickoff. That would have been not fun if it had turned up a little later. So it's been an interesting day. But like I say, right now, absolutely picture perfect out. Nice and cool, perfect conditions to play.
It's a great ball from Hamalainen into Hurst, who's now linked up with Harris. Jabang let it run, but Rando able to jump on it. Harris, New Mexico with another opportunity. Here's Hurst. Hurst just runs out of real estate.
I tell you what, you can see, like I mentioned Chris Gloucester being eager earlier on and maybe a little too eager, but now he's a perfect balance of aggression there. Wins the ball high up in the field, stepping on, and great press from New Mexico United. Ball finds itself to Greg Hurst, and you see he's almost trying to find a way to work it onto his right foot. Maybe a sign of a striker who's not, feeling full of confidence instead of hitting it with his left foot. And when he realised he didn't have the shot with his right foot, tried to drag it onto his left and just ran out of real estate.
Here's Bailey, finds Hurst. Reed Steven. Jabang. Link up with Gloucester, but Chris, I think you're exactly right with the wind blowing back into the face of Rando. Since it's picked up, Orange County really haven't been able to cross the midfield line.
Yeah, it is. It certainly makes a difference. And, you've lived... anyone who's lived in New Mexico knows how windy it can get here, especially in the spring. It's absolutely brutal, and it's the one real leveling factor in a soccer match where wind really does affect it more than anything. And it's going straight from one end to the other, downhill. And obviously Orange County will be hoping that this maintains for the second half, because it'll be Chris Shakes who's dealing with it then as well.
Nico Hamalainen was credited with the assist on the Kip Keller goal earlier And for Hamalainen, it's actually his second assist of the season, making an instant impact for the club here in his first season, Chris. The 29-year-old spent last season in the second tier of Norwegian football. Reed Steven cuts it back. What a touch. Malik Howell now. First, but a Gloucester, and eventually it's cleared away there by Duty.
Yeah, that was a really clever touch there by Chris Gloucester. Unfortunately, none of his teammates were on the same wavelength as well. Rather than trying to score worldy and basically like a side volley, he decided to try and take a touch just into the forwards, but no one read what he was trying to do there.
Cross goes in, finds Reed Steven on the bounce. Hurst cuts it back, shot blocked by Kelly. Zalalem now goes out to Gloucester. Chris Gloucester making his 71st league appearance for the club. Jabang unleashes one, and it's just off target.
I tell you what, from our vantage point, that didn't look like it was far away, and Rando, he just kind of looked over his shoulder, and it was almost like a look of uh-oh, and it just sailed past the post. But again, I think that was, I think the Orange County goalkeeper was worried about that one.
Usman Jabang, he's got his shooting boots on as of late. Scored last weekend here against Phoenix Rising. Also scored just over a month ago here on May 9th against Las Vegas Lights in league play. Here's Hagar, overlapping run from Silla. Cuts it back, and that shot there was blocked. It was McKinnon. McKinnon, he's really struggled to get involved here today.
I was just thinking that when he said his name, that's probably the first time that we've mentioned his name, which is great for New Mexico United. You know, coming into tonight, top scorer for Orange County in the league, and he has been very, very quiet. It's been a lot more on this left-hand side for Orange County with Hagar, with the overlapping runs as well that you just talked about.
Will watch this ball roll out. Oh, well, we've got a moment. We want to let you know that you can watch the USL on ESPN2 next Saturday, June 20th. Powerhouse Championship clubs Detroit City FC and Louisville City FC face off in a Brinks Tires USL Cup battle for the playoffs. That's next Saturday, June 20th, 5 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN2. Harris clears this ball away. Dogman made a run, but a crucial interception there from Malik Howell. Agard has space, lays it off for Dogman. That cross fades everyone. Silla. Here's Kelly. Ball goes wandering from Chris Hagar. As we approach halftime here in Albuquerque, I want to say thank you all for tuning in this evening, whether you're watching on ESPN Plus or if you're watching locally around the state of New Mexico on New Mexico 50, or if you're watching us all the way out in Southern California on KCAL+. Welcome in. It's a bit of a windy night in Albuquerque, but all things considered, it's pretty nice. Things getting physical there. Greg Hurst yanked down by Tubbs. Whistle blown, and that's going to bring up a TLC free kick for New Mexico in a pretty dangerous area here, Chris, as we approach first half stoppage time.
Yeah, it's that time of the half now as well, right before half time, where maybe the altitude and struggling to, think clearly because all the players, all their blood's in their legs instead of in their brain, and it was a really silly foul there by Tubbs, and like you say, a real good opportunity. It looks like Reed Stevens going to take this, put it in a dangerous area. Huge opportunity for New Mexico right now.
He does have the advantage of having the wind blowing at the face of goal. You can see the corner flag blowing in the background there. Reed Stevens delivers with the left. It was out of reach for everybody.
Yeah, at some point, you see what he was trying to do. He wanted to get as much power on it as possible, so then anyone just had to redirect it and not generate their own power. But he just got too much elevation on it, so it ended up where no one could really get on the end of it.
2 minutes added on here at the end of the first half. Stoppage time brought to you by New Mexico Pinon Coffee, the taste of enchantment. Shakes, clears this ball away. Hagart, overlapping run here from Dogman. Malik Howell tries to close down, and that was a powerful header, and it's just off frame.
I'll tell you what, this first half, how many times have we said about Dogman overlapping Hagart? The understanding that those two guys have on this left-hand side. Absolutely very, very dangerous. And we mentioned, we haven't really talked about McKinnon. That's why he's top of the scoring charts. If all the chances are created from the left-hand side and he just pops up at the back post, that might be something we have to watch out for later on in this game.
And if you look at the XG so far, Chris, Orange County, it tells a story. They're really creating some chances here. They have double the XG of New Mexico.
Yeah, it is. It's good chances like that one. That was within 10 yards of the goal and a decent header. And if that had been on target, I don't think there was anything that Chris Shakes could have done about it.
Danny Stone comes in with one of the most organized teams in the Western Conference. And they just kind of grind teams down, Chris.
Well, like I was saying earlier, that until recently, they just didn't concede goals, more than one goal in a game, and it's only over the last 3 league games that maybe they've become a little more porous, but you can see tonight why they're a tough nut to crack.
Sliding challenge there from Malik Howell, and it looked like the center official, Elton Garcia, went and told him there was no contact. Well, with that brings about the end of the first half here in Albuquerque, and we're knotted up 1 goal apiece. Kip Keller and Nico Benalcazar on the score sheet here. Chris, your impression of the first 45?
That's been a really enjoyable game. It really has. Chances at both ends. Both teams had opportunities to maybe take the lead as well, but I'd say both teams are very well worth the point right now as well.
Well, it's halftime here at the Lab. We'll step aside. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes.
Game on at New Mexico's ultimate game day destination, Sandia Sportsbook. With live wagering 7 days a week, Albuquerque's best sportsbook is ready for action. Bet at Sandia Sportsbook or at kiosk locations on the casino floor. Sandia Sportsbook offers amazing food and drink specials with spectacular views. Sports betting has come to Sandia. Sandia Sportsbook. Game on.
As a kid, I always picked the first tomato of the season. Even if it was small, we would split it 5 ways. Tomatoes, sunflower petals, chili, stone fruit, amaranth, piñon. Every month, the ingredients change, and the menu changes too. So every bite is a reflection of New Mexico.
Welcome back here to the lab. It is halftime between New Mexico United and Western Conference foe Orange County SC. Knotted up, 1 goal apiece. Let's get into some of our halftime programming here with a look around the country at some of our scores so far, Chris, and some pretty big results here coming out of the Eastern Conference. Rhode Island putting 4 past Loudoun, 3 from Detroit on Jacksonville, and then the one that really caught our attention, 5 from Charleston Battery on Tulsa.
Yeah, Tulsa been flying high, obviously early on in this season as well, defending champions too, and on the Western Conference. And yeah, it's unbelievable because Tambakis, former New Mexico United goalkeeper, has had a stellar season there as well.
You see, most of the action has already started here for the evening. Just one more game left to go, and I believe that's also already going here between Roots and Miami. But, you know, if you're a New Mexico fan, you're going to be keeping an eye on that Switchbacks and Sac Republic match, and especially El Paso and Phoenix, Chris, as the playoff picture. It's starting to take shape, although it's still a little bit of ways away.
It really is, but it's so tight. Like the Wild West really is. It still is, and you know, and what the really. You know, even San Antonio in first place with that 21 points there, they're not out of reach of really anyone, you know, and it's not how well you start the season, as many teams have shown, it's how you finish.
New Mexico currently on the right side of that playoff line, coming into tonight in 7th, as they're going to look to climb a few spots here with a big win against Orange County tonight, but work to be done. Let's take a look at some of the best around the USL Championship, and these are your team leaders, or excuse me, your leaders in clean sheets. And there you see Alex Rando from Orange County. He will not be adding to that tally tonight after Kip Keller's 2nd-minute opener. But he is among some of the league's best. And now we take a look at some of the top scorers from around the league as well, Chris. And look away if you're a New Mexico United fan. There's somebody from Colorado Springs, El Paso, and Phoenix all featured in here.
Yeah, again, the Western Conference and having some of those players and regularly obviously playing home and away against New Mexico United, where for those fans it's it's tough. And we talked earlier on in the broadcast about how Orange County and New Mexico don't really have that player who's chipping in with all the goals. They've spread them out a little more.
This is what's to come here for the Black and Yellow. It's a trip to Heart Health Park next weekend as they'll take on Republic, and then we're back in early July for a double dip. It's their international friendly as they're hosting Liga MX Club to be Atlante FC. You can get on SeatGeek, get your tickets for that match. Also, July 4th, when they host Oakland Roots, I heard there's going to be a fireworks display after the game, Chris. Then they'll hit the road to El Paso, where they travel down I-25 South for some Prinks USL Cup action. And then they'll head out to take on their former assistant coach in Mac Hemi and Lexington, who also had a big result today. Your player of the week is Christian Sorto from San Antonio FC, presented by eFootball. Your team of the week from USL Championship Week 13. Coach of the week was Pamodu Cobb from Phoenix Rising. And to wrap things up, we've got your coach of the month. It's Dom Casciato from Tampa Bay Rowdies, as his side just continues to roll right along. We'll step aside here from the lab. Don't go anywhere.
Sometimes the waves are calling your name. Other times, you think the waves are calling your name, but actually, it's the kids.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We officially have our first two quarterfinalists of USL Prinks Tires Cup play. We'll talk which teams are in pole position to grab one of the coveted 6 spots remaining. Hard to argue anybody's been more consistent than Sebastian Cruz on the field this year. The Rowdies midfielder joins us to talk his journey through the American soccer pyramid and why he's playing at such a high level right now. This is USL All Access.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. We'll get you back out to your match shortly. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio with a look at some of the headlines. The championship is grabbing hold of the Prinks Tires USL Cup. 2 clubs clinched their respective groups in round 3. The Tampa Bay Rowdies clinched Group 7 with a 2-0 win at Sporting Jacks, while Colorado Springs Switchbacks won a critical Group 2 match 2-1 over El Paso Locomotive. While those 2 clubs are now in the knockout stage, Charleston Battery and Sacramento Republic are both on the quarterfinal doorstep. The Battery got the extra point in a penalty shootout against Pittsburgh Riverhounds in Group 6, and Sac Republic put away Monterey Bay also in penalties in Group 1. But as we enter play in round 4, it is potential chaos in Group 4. 5 teams are separated by 2 points. Lexington stole a penalty shootout at Detroit City. Louisville City primed for the group win, but Union Omaha and Indy 11 still have group title hopes. Upcoming national spotlight games on ESPN2, Forward Madison and Fort Wayne on the 17th, Saturday the 20th. Round 4 of the Prinks Tires USL Cup begins with Detroit City and Louisville City, and also that night, Las Vegas Lights and Orange County on CBS Sports Network. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
Welcome back here to the lab. It is halftime between Western Conference opponents New Mexico United and Orange County SC, and so far we're tied at 1 goal apiece. And Chris, let's take a look at how we got here with our first half highlights, brought to you by Will Ferguson and Associates. We're here for you, and we're here to win. Well, New Mexico, they came out the tunnel, Chris, here to win as Kip Keller gets his 2nd career goal against Orange County less than 2 minutes in.
Yeah, the diving header at the back post as well. That's a collector's item there. It always looks good. And I tell you what a great ball in it was as well. And what a fast start for New Mexico United. We talked earlier on in the broadcast about how important the early goal was. However, New Mexico United weren't able to keep their noses in front.
Right, just about 15 minutes later, Orange County answer back through Nico Benalcazar.
And it was all for Orange County on this left-hand side. It was Haggard again, just causing all kinds of issues for the right side of New Mexico United's defense. Pops the ball through Malik Howell's legs. There he is in the middle there. Nothing Chris Shakes could do about that. Roofed it.
And for Chris Haggard, that was his 4th assist of the season. That does tie him for the league's Golden Playmaker Award. These are what the halftime stats look like, Chris. What do they tell you?
I mean, New Mexico United clearly had a lot of the ball, but look at that XG. How many and how many higher. It's how efficient Orange County have been with the ball. Their 40% possession have been really efficient in being able to create some really high-quality chances.
Well, both of these sides will be looking for a breakthrough when we return with the start of the second half.
In the land of enchantment, every move counts. That's why you need New Mexico Orthopedics to get you back doing the things you love. The official orthopedic surgeons of New Mexico United. Somos Unidos.
Game on at New Mexico's ultimate game day destination, Sandia Sportsbook. With live wagering 7 days a week, Albuquerque's best sportsbook is ready for action. Bet at Sandia Sportsbook or at kiosk locations on the casino floor. Sandia Sportsbook offers amazing food and drink specials with spectacular views. Sports betting has come to Sandia. Sandia Sportsbook. Game on.
In the land of enchantment, every move counts. That's why you need New Mexico Orthopedics to get you back doing the things you love. The official orthopedic surgeons of New Mexico United. Somos Unidos.
It was like the Great Migration, a magical dance phenomenon.
They felt like fireflies.
Music and lights and worms.
I have never seen something like that.
Phenomenally.
Mountain Dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain, lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dream. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing mountain. Yeah, give me the sunshine, give me
Second 45 coming up here in just a few moments between New Mexico United and Orange County SC. My name is Tyler Ortega, joined tonight by Chris Hurst. And Chris, this has been a fun one so far, and time to put your coaching hat on. I want to get your perspective here. If you're Dennis Sanchez, what does your side have to do to walk away with 3 points tonight?
I think one thing they have to do is deal with that left-hand side that we spoke about during halftime of Orange County. The overlapping runs of Dogman and Haggard, absolute causing chaos. Really have been and creating some really, really good chances for Orange County. And then, you know, it's how do New Mexico United then on the other side of things get their attacking three really involved in the game? And that's, they went through kind of waves. They were really involved early on in the game, then went 20 minutes without really being involved at all and having to do so much work defensively, and then little spurts. How can they consistently get their attacking players involved in the game, especially Reed Stephen and Harris on the other side?
And on the other side, if you're Danny Stone, same question.
It's turning those really, really good chances into goals. They had some really good chances in that first half there, and you know, maybe could feel a little upset that they haven't got their noses in front. And you have to wonder, you know, is this another game where they're going to maybe concede more than one goal? It's happened recently, but before that hasn't happened, like we talked about. You know, can they keep it tight at the back, but turn one of these really good chances into the go-ahead goal?
In Orange County, they're going to be looking to buck a very long-standing trend here. You've got to go back 25 matches, Chris. Orange County have failed to win any of their last 24 matches when conceding first in the USL Championship. As Harris plays this in, Jabang gets it all wrong in the box. That was a huge opportunity for the midfielder. Luckily for New Mexico, Niall Reed Stephen able to run onto it, maintain possession, but Usman Jabang, he knows he let a big one go by.
Yeah, literally, you know, we just talked about big chances, and that was one there where you could see just tried to let it run across his body, use the inside of his foot, and just got it all wrong.
Through ball here from McKinnon. Haggard hits the brakes. Goes back to Dogman.
just see how high both outside backs for Orange County are playing here. He's trying to find Duty on the right there, but Reed, Stephen and Harris, it almost turned into a back six for New Mexico United for a couple of moments there, just because Orange County is such an expansive playing shape.
Here's Keller. Dialing up long distance there for Gloucester. Danny Stone, USL Championship Coach of the Week honors in week 6. Previously spent some time, Chris, with Phoenix Rising as well. Cross paths with Greg Hurst while there. Unloads this one, and this could be a big chance, and just goes over the crossbar there. And Bazzini again, that's the second opportunity he's had inside the box tonight.
Yeah, and you can see how frustrated he is, just punches the ground after he hits it because he knows that's a big chance, and it just gets away from him, unable once again to keep it down and sails it over the bar.
Yaniv Bazzini spent last season with Tormenta, where he was actually teammates with Niall Reed-Stephen. Imagine the look on defenders' faces when you've got Bazzini and Reed-Stephen running at you. Those two were among the best in League One last year. Keller taken down and the foul called against the Israeli. Keller just hitting his shoulder there, something to keep an eye on. He's already missed a little bit of time, Chris, with some other injuries.
He's very much a throwback, like an old school centre back, throws his body in where it might get hurt and all action, you know, so unfortunately that kind of comes with the territory.
Shakes, gives this ball away. McKinnon crosses, and luckily for New Mexico, it finds the head of Malik Howell. Zalalem passes back. Gloucester looking to link up with Dayon Harris instead. Finds the gloves of Alex Rando.
So yeah, it looks like New Mexico United just need to be maybe a little bit more patient. They're trying to get into the attacking zone. They're trying to play long diagonal balls or through balls from deep, and it's just carrying through the keeper and getting a little bit frustrated. And maybe get Zico Bailey involved a little higher up the field. We haven't said his name too much, and he can be a real weapon for New Mexico United breaking from deep.
Silla goes down, was looking for a whistle, not going to get it. New Mexico now looking to break. Here's Dayon Harris, finds Jabang, who goes down. Elton Garcia not interested.
Yeah, really good defending there in transition. I think it was Duty coming back there, and he just eased Jabang off the ball there, and Jabang was trying to set himself for a shot. So he was maybe a little bit off balance anyway, so it looked a lot worse than what it really was.
And you can generally tell there weren't very many appeals there from the New Mexico United players either.
Yeah, even Jabang, he just got up and dusted himself down and got on with it. So yeah, absolutely right. You can see when if they maybe think they've been aggrieved or trying to buy one as well.
Jabang muscles off Silla that time.
I think there's been a little tweak in the formation from Danny Stone and Orange County at halftime with Zini more of like the lone strike. I think Silla's dropped more into like a number 10 role, a little deeper, playing in behind the forward. Certainly in the first half, he was definitely playing alongside Zini as a front two.
Well, if you're just joining us, Kip Keller opened up the scoring just 2 minutes in, and then was followed up 16 minutes later by Nico Benalcazar with the equalizer. That's your goal scoring summary. Hamalainen pings this ball forward. Reed Stephen able to hunt it down. We've got a score update here for you from Switchbacks and Sac Republic, and it's the visitors taking the lead late. 10 minutes to go in that one. Here's Jabang. Cross goes back post, and it's plucked out of the sky there by Alex Rando. Phoenix El Paso tied up late as well. And we took a look at the Western Conference standings during the halftime break there, Chris. And if both of those results hold, New Mexico come away with 3 points. They can maybe move up a few positions tonight.
As it stands right now, they actually dropped down to 8th, it looks like, and I say how tight it is. Just one goal here or there makes a huge difference in the Wild West.
We just saw Dennis Sanchez there on the touchline. Dennis Sanchez looking for his 41st career win as a manager. Tonight, his 92nd match in charge. It spans a short time at Charleston, Las Vegas Lights, and of course here at New Mexico. This could be trouble here. Dogman has space. Howell tracking back. Dogman unleashes. And it goes into the crowd. Another big opportunity for the visitors.
It's that left-hand side again for Orange County, and this time Malik Howell just gets caught drifting inside. Leaves Dogman wide open at the back post, and he thinks, why not? He just unleashes an absolute thunderbolt, but can't keep it down. Looks like he might have hurt himself in the process, though.
You're right, he did unleash a thunderbolt, but at what cost? As it looks like we're starting to see some motion over at the Orange County substitutes area as Dogman barely makes his way up off the pitch, and something's not right there. You can just see it in the way he's walking. He's going to carry on.
It's maybe like when he landed after striking it, so maybe he tweaked his ankle a little bit.
Immediately New Mexico going after that space there where Dogman typically plays. You can tell just still a little gimpy moving around. He's being asked to defend Niall Reed Stephen now. Reed Stephen so quick with that first step, and his cross dealt with there by the defenders. New Mexico able to win possession back, and Zalalem shot from distance, and Nico Hamalainen that time. You don't say that very often.
The centre-backs try for New Mexico United, trying to show the rest of the team how to do it, and yeah, shot from distance, thought why not, but Rando had it covered all the way.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, I would have been shocked had that found the back of the net there for Nico Hamalainen. He's making his 122nd professional league appearance tonight. He has 1 goal in his career. Not exactly who you're looking for there. And Dogman, he's down on the pitch again. At this point, I'd be shocked to see him continue. As New Mexico continue to play, you can see Dogman there on the ground atop your screen. And now eventually it's Elton Garcia, our center official, calling the training staff on.
You see Jabang's having a conversation right now as well about why he stopped the game. It's obviously not a head injury, but New Mexico United really weren't doing anything with the ball at that point, side to side, far too often. If there was an attack, I think the referee would have allowed it to play on. So, maybe at fault for not pressing forwards a little quicker and pushing the pace a little bit and trying to make that man advantage count.
That's the captain, Tom Brewitt, having a word there with Elton Garcia alongside New Mexico captain Greg Hurst. It's Dogman. 18 league appearances last year for Orange County, 3 goals, 3 assists. Was also playing in the Norwegian second tier prior to joining Orange County. Looks like the call being put into the bench area there. Dogman, his night is done. The 28-year-old Norwegian is going to be replaced by Nicola Chota. Chota out of San Diego, California, just 19 years old. Making just his 3rd league appearance. Chota spent some time with Orange County 2. Prior to that, spent some time with San Diego Surf, San Diego Nomads SC. Also earned a trial with Modena in Serie B in Italy. Duty called into action immediately off the restart. Approaching the hour mark here in Albuquerque. Foster looking for Bailey. First. Gloucester again. His cross deflected. It's going to bring up a Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick. Dayon Harris to do the honors. I feel like New Mexico really haven't had a ton of corners this evening, Chris.
And that was the first time really in the second half where New Mexico United really went through the gears and injected some pace into their attack and really asked some questions then. It was really good last-ditch defending, good overlap and run by Chris Gloucester as well.
Ball punched away there by Alex Rando. Rando spent the last few seasons in the New York City system. Didn't quite make an appearance for the first team in MLS play. Did play several years with New York City FC 2. Prior to that, spent 1 season at Las Vegas Lights. That was back in 2021. And made 27 appearances for the club. He was teammates with Chris Gloucester at New York City back in 2022. Gideon Zalalem also part of that New York City squad back in 2022 as well. There's Silla. Battling with Keller, and Kip Keller called for the foul. Both teams still looking for a breakthrough here this evening. We've been knotted up since the 18th minute. Webster called for the foul that time.
I think the referee's just having a little word with him. That's two in very quick succession there for Chris Boss. He's probably getting his final warning before a card comes out.
Silla taken down in the midfield, and much to the dismay of the New Mexico fans, he draws the foul. So Usman Jabang, the guilty party that time. Brewitt, captain. Brewitt was on the score sheet for Orange County last weekend at USL Cup tie against AV Alta. Scored 27 minutes in off a set piece. There's Keller able to get that over to Howell, but the persistence of Kelly pays off. Agart goes down, no foul. Ball poked away from Reed Stephen. McKinnon. Just bouncing around. Not quite cleared away. This could be trouble. Haygart. And his shot goes wide. And it's going to be a corner kick here for Orange County.
And I think New Mexico United are struggling to work out who's assigned to which Orange County player right now. McKinnon drifting in and is playing a lot more central in the second half and playing almost alongside Bazzini. And like I said, Silla's moved into the midfield as well. So the assignments have changed, and I'm not sure New Mexico United have exactly worked out exactly who's playing where and what the formation is that Orange County have come out with in the second half.
We saw with Haygart with some choice words there for Kip Keller as he got up from the ground that time. Here comes the corner from Orange County. Back post, and Brewitt couldn't quite get to it. So Allen gets a foot to that. Here's Hurst now. Leading the break. He's got options. Goes wide to Howell. Reed Stephen does well to win the ball back. Howell with a cheeky little back heel there. Jabang goes down. Told to get up there by Elton Garcia. "65 minutes gone by. Orange County, Chris, in a really unique situation here over the next month or so, as they're being dubbed the Road Warriors. They're playing 9 out of 10 games on the road during this stretch, while the U.S. men's national team are using their home base there during the World Cup. And so Orange County playing 6 straight road games before they return to the champ. Ties the longest consecutive road trip in club history. Here's Silla as his shot blocked, and the offside flag is up.
Yeah, it's actually going to end up being 9 away from their home stadium, because their last home game in the USL Championship, it shows the game being at home against Oakland Roots, that was actually played at another venue, at a different venue, the Santa Ana Stadium. So, I believe their next home game is August 1st. It's unbelievable. What a brutal run of games.
Brutal run of games, and of course it's just a unique situation while the World's Game is here in our country over the next month and a half. So I'm sure a lot of folks who are tuning in tonight have been tuned into the footy all day.
3 of those games coming up here as well. So next, after New Mexico United, is Las Vegas Lights. A pretty comfortable trip for Orange County. But after that, 3 on the bounce on the East Coast, including Rhode Island. Can you get any further away from Orange County while still being in the continental US?
That's a great question. It's a great question. And then to top it off, they're in Hartford just a couple of days later. And so I imagine they'll be spending some considerable time there on the East Coast during that road trip from Rhode Island to Hartford. And then it's all the way back to the other coast when they travel up the California coast to take on Monterey Bay up at Cardinale Stadium. Reminiscent of the 2020 New Mexico United squad, where they were called the Road Warriors. Obviously, during that COVID season, the state restrictions prohibited New Mexico United from playing any home games the entire season.
I remember we played a home game in Colorado Springs. You and I called that game as well.
A home game, as we put that, air quotes around that. Yeah, we sure did. A couple of changes coming up here for New Mexico. 1 defensive, 1 offensive. We'll see defender Englishman Tyler Blackett and Justin Renix both on as Chris Gloucester, his night is done alongside Gideon Zalalem.
Sure, that'll mean that Renix will run the line and Greg Hurst will just drop a little deeper into that 10 role just behind him alongside Jabang and Zico Bailey. So Zico Bailey's taken up the 6. There's a Zalalem role, I'll say, in front of the 2 centre-backs as well. Hamalainen looks like he's moved out to left-back as well.
Tyler Blackett making just his 3rd appearance for New Mexico United since joining them earlier this season. This one goes all the way out to Hamalainen. He's already got 1 assist tonight. Jabang just tried to flick it on for Renix, who just came on as a substitute. Bit of a miscommunication that time.
Yeah, it's great to see Blackett out on the pitch, hearing from the local staff over at Elevate, where New Mexico United work out, and saying about how hard he's been working to try and get back on the field. So great to see him get some meaningful minutes tonight.
Zico Bailey finds Usman Jabang. Here's Harris now. It's been a while since Deion Harris has been meaningfully involved. Zico Bailey, he can hit him from here. Bailey just couldn't get enough turn on that ball. Another look here on this TLC replay.
That's the area of the field where Zico Bailey loves to roam, and that was the cup game. It was a couple of years ago now. It was against RSL, I believe it was. And then he scored like 2 in very quick succession, right? And not too dissimilar from that kind of area.
This is what we saw from him just about a month ago against Las Vegas Lights as well, similar area. Here's Renix. Bailey. Zico Bailey goes down. He draws the foul. Thought about taking it quickly. Instead, New Mexico will set this one up. It's Greg Hurst who will stand over it. Greg Hurst making his 103rd USL Championship appearance for New Mexico United. 26 goals in black and yellow since joining the club in 2023. He's been the leading scorer for the black and yellow in league play each of the last 2 years. 20 goals combined. He had 8 last year, 12 in 2024. As we mentioned, just 2 so far this season. First stands over it alongside Niall Reed-Steven. Reed-Steven has a go. Just sneaks through the wall to Alex Rando.
The wall just about did its job there. Obviously a little bit of a gap. It took a lot of the venom out of the shot anyway. But New Mexico United certainly starting to ask a few more questions than what they have and enjoying some territory as well. Can they unlock the door though?
That was Jabang whistled for the foul that time. Here comes Kelly, the Scotsman. Really gets in the way of that pass. Bazzini now. He's had a couple of big chances, and Bazzini sends that third one high and wide.
He's definitely getting the ball in some decent areas. Just once again, unable to test Chris Shakes in the New Mexico United goal.
Yaniv Bazzini led Vermont College to their first ever NCAA D1 championship in 2024. Gloucester battling there with Grayson Duty. We've got a moment. We want to let you know that Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com as Usman Jabang rattles the crossbar of Alex Rando. Dennis Sanchez watches on. Rando got a touch on it. And so this is going to be a corner for New Mexico. Starting to get late here, Chris.
And it was really a bolt from the blue there. Just pops out to Jabang. Oh, 25, 30 yards out. Gets all of it. I don't think he does get a touch on it. And that beats Rando all hands up there. Gets a deflection off the defender early on. Yeah, the keeper was beaten though.
Topo Chico hard seltzer corner kick. Delivered here by Reed-Steven. Back post! And New Mexico knocking on the door. It was Renix that time.
That almost, from our angle, almost looked like that hit the crossbar as well. But for a second there, it looked like the corner was maybe over hit. But then you see Renix had managed to, someone had picked his mark and wide open at the back post. And does the right thing in terms of heading it down into the ground, but gets too much on it and bounces it over the crossbar.
Justin Renix, the second half substitute, already with 2 goals in all competitions this season. He did score in the league season opener on the road at Oakland. Also found the back of the net against Levi Alta, USL Cup play. Hamalainen whistled for the foul. Well, it's another great crowd on hand here at the Lab tonight. 8,843 attendance brought to you by New Mexico Mutual. They're being treated to an incredible match here between these two Western Conference powerhouses, typical powerhouses. Mexico have found themselves deep in the playoffs each of the last 2 years. Once at Orange County's expense. As Elton Garcia going all the way to the New Mexico technical area. Dennis Sanchez, well, he's getting his money's worth. Coaching staff behind him there, a couple of former New Mexico United players, and David Estrada and Daniel Bruce. Here comes the corner kick from Kelly. Owl that headed away. Renix got the second touch. And this is typically what we see from Renix, Chris. He comes on as a second half sub and really brings the energy.
Yeah, he really does. He runs the line really well, or leads the line really well for New Mexico United. Full of running, physical. He's a big body as well, so can win flicks and hold the ball up. Yeah, he knows where the back of the net is as well.
Renix, prior to joining New Mexico, spent some time in the Finnish top flight at AC Oulu. Had 14 goal contributions and 45 appearances over a couple of seasons. Before that, also spent several years with the New England Revolution system. This ball goes into the box. Greg Hurst had a chance. Lays it back. Zico Bailey, right-footed shot. Cleared away there by Tubbs. '78th minute here at the Lab. This ball headed forward and just kind of ping-ponging around now. It's Kelly sticking a foot through it. Wind really starting to pick up once again here in this second half. Got about 12.5 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Still tied at 1 goal apiece. Orange County winless in their last 6 against New Mexico. Reed Stephen, he's got plenty of space. Stephen got into the box and just one too many touches there.
Yeah, you can just still see, though, so late on in the game, but how explosive Reed Stephen is. His first couple of steps, so fast, and there's nothing worse when you've got heavy legs as a centre-back and a defender for Orange County, seeing a full flight Reed Stephen running at you with all the tricks and flicks he can do as well.
Niall Reed Stephen, 21 caps, 11 goals for the Barbados national team. 24 years old. Reed Stephen joined New Mexico from South Georgia Tormenta. It was the largest fee agreed to by a USL Championship club to a USL League One club. So they paid some big money, and he's come in and he's produced so far. Club's leading scorer in all competitions.
Yeah, and just the entertainment value as well, right? Like, he's a kind of player that gets the fans excited every time he touches the ball. There's a little buzz because they know that he's going to try and do something positive with the ball.
You know, you mentioned earlier, had some really big shoes to fill. Which is kind of ironic when we say that about Makwele Akale. But he's very similar, right, in the way that he plays as a really shifty player. He's very explosive with his first step. He's great at creating space, and he only needs a small window to get that shot off.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. Could not be more different in terms of stature, right? Like, I was actually thinking about that in the first half. His legs are so long, and Akale is not the tallest guy in the world. But again, it's such similar playing style, but could not look more different if they tried.
Full time between Switchbacks and Sac Republic. Switchbacks fall by a score of 1-0 at home. Full time between El Paso and Phoenix, and that one ends at 1 goal apiece as well. That's probably best case scenario if you're a New Mexico United fan. All of those teams in very close proximity to the black and yellow in the table. As they prod on, looking for the go-ahead goal. Reed Stephen, cross goes in, comes back to him. Here's Howell. This cross headed out. Hamalainen now finds Harris. That ball just dealt with by Kelly.
Space of Monterey Bay looked like they were just going to be one of those teams this year that would just cut adrift and made a change at the top and 3 wins on the spin, and suddenly they're only 4 points behind New Mexico United right now.
Here's Reed Stephen. New Mexico just looking for a moment of magic. Zico Bailey draws the foul. Well, Chris, final 10 minutes. Will we see the Kings of Chaos strike again? New Mexico with a flair for the dramatic, especially here at home. I believe that's Hagart who sat on the pitch.
Hagart and Dogman, the amount of miles that they must have got through tonight on that left-hand side for Orange County. They were at the centre of everything that was positive, especially in the first half. I'm sure he's just feeling the effects of the travel, the altitude, and I say the amount of output he's gone through tonight.
It looks like we're going to see a substitution here, and it's Efren Solis on to replace Chris Hagart. Efren Solis, just 18 years old, as New Mexico take this free kick short and squander an opportunity. Fourth minute. And that says a lot for Danny Stone, how much he trusts his youngsters to bring them in a moment like this. Saw Guimaraes also come on for Orange County. He too just 18 years old. Guimaraes, he's got a big move on the horizon, Chris. He'll be moving to Eintracht Frankfurt this summer following the conclusion of this season here. Just massive opportunity as Orange County, they continue to develop one of the best youth development pipelines in American soccer.
That's great to see. It's great to see these young players getting their opportunity, either here at home or abroad as well, and testament to Orange County specifically in this case, but also the standard of the USL Championship League as well.
Blackett plays this over to Nico Hamalainen. Cross goes in, and it was headed away as Renix is called for the foul. It's Tubbs who's gone down. Garrison Tubbs out of Brunswick, Georgia, 24 years old. He's on loan from DC United. He's made 23 appearances for the DC United first team. Came through the Atlanta United Academy. Spent some time at Wake Forest in college. Like Tyler Blackett and Bazzini both getting a talking to there from the official. Tyler Blackett, the veteran, rising up to win the header there. 32 years old is Blackett. He had himself quite the career. Flag goes up because Orange County thought they were onto something, Chris.
The youngster just went a step early there, but see, we mentioned earlier on about Silla just dropping into the midfield, and he's making things happen there for Orange County. He's so quick on the turn, such a low centre of gravity, and able to just flick the ball around the corner. But I say Orange County, the youngster just took off just a little bit too soon.
was the second half substitute, Guimaraes. Guimaraes, 18 years old, of Aliso Viejo, California. Big challenge there from Tyler Blackett. Had to get that one right, he did. Wind really starting to pick up now. You just start to smell the moisture in the air, Chris. I'm sure those watching at home out in Southern California, it's an all-day, everyday thing. It doesn't typically happen out here in the high desert. Steven goes back to Malik Howell, back to the goal scorer for New Mexico, Kip Keller.
You kind of see both teams maybe jostling with the thought of stick or twist. They really push for that winner, respect the point and hold on to what they've got. I'm sure that's in Orange County's minds, because a point here in New Mexico is not a bad result at all.
When it was Dayon Harris striking at the death the last time these two teams played here at the Lab. It's a big collision, and Kip Keller went down, as did Usman Silla. Again, Kip Keller, 100% lay it all out there kind of guy. Great when he's on the field, but he's been prone to injuries. This is a big opportunity here for New Mexico in the 89th minute. Steven delivers. Blackett. Tyler Blackett called for the foul. Tyler Blackett, 32 years old, a native of Manchester, England. Made his professional debut at just 19 years old. Spent some time with Blackpool, Nottingham Forest, Reading, Manchester United. Now Reed Stephen is replaced by Christian Nava, the local product. It's the first New Mexico United Academy player to sign a professional contract.
Change actually surprised me a little bit. I still think Reed Stephen was still looking pretty lively. I saw Nava getting up, warming up. I actually thought it would be this guy. I thought it was Harris. Harris has looked a little dead on his feet. He's got to do so much work tonight. But yeah, maybe there's something that Nava last week in the USL Cup was really involved in. I think it was the third goal, just max effort, just the amount of running that he did just to keep the ball in play. So I'm sure that's what the New Mexico United staff are hoping he can bring towards the end of this game here.
Yeah, 70 minutes in, Christian Nava. He had only been on the pitch for about 4 minutes, Chris. Made a lung-busting run all the way down to the end line, able to keep a ball in play, which eventually led to a Valentin Noel tap-in. But I think the best way to describe that was effort and heart from Christian Nava. 3 minutes added on here at the end of the 90. Stoppage time brought to you by New Mexico Pinon Coffee, the taste of enchantment. Throw in here for New Mexico. Still looking for a moment of magic. Garcia is coming all the way over to the New Mexico United bench, and we're going to see another yellow card, but this one goes to a member of the New Mexico coaching staff. Sanchez just kind of asking, what are we doing? Elton Garcia makes his way all the way back. Time ticking here in second half stoppage time. Kings of Chaos probing, looking for the game winner. It's the Albuquerque native, Christian Nava. Ball poked away from Christian Nava. Orange County continuing the break here, and Malik Howell plays it all the way back to his Jamaican counterpart, Chris Shakes. Just 1 minute remaining of a minimum of 3 added on here. Play going to be brought back by Elton Garcia. Kick here for Orange County, and they are very content with letting time just waste away here. Nava gets a touch to it, and aggressive challenge there from Silla, but he does the job. Here's Duty. Keller wanted to slow things down, and Shake says, no, let's go. It's this ball long. Time dwindling here. We're already past the 3 minutes added on. And that is the full-time whistle here at the Lab as the points are shared between New Mexico United and Orange County. And New Mexico improve to unbeaten in their last 7 consecutive matches against the Black and Orange, Chris.
Yeah, and it's a what could have been, I think, for New Mexico United, the 2 chances that hit the crossbar in the second half are probably the chances that they'll look to. Other than that, a very even second half where you probably say a point is fair.
Well, Kip Keller is going home with some post-match honors. He takes home your play of the match for that 2nd-minute goal. That is the fastest opening goal in New Mexico United history here at the Lab. Also your man of the match, 3 for 3 on his duels, and he's also your defensive player of the match. 2 blocks, 3 clearances tonight, getting it done in all facets. So once again, the points shared between New Mexico United and Orange County. As we'll go ahead and step aside, we'll be back with some full-time highlights.
Game on at New Mexico's ultimate game day destination, Sandia Sportsbook. With live wagering 7 days a week, Albuquerque's best sportsbook is ready for action. Bet at Sandia Sportsbook or at kiosk locations on the casino floor. Sandia Sportsbook offers amazing food and drink specials with spectacular views. Sports betting has come to Sandia. Sandia Sportsbook. Game on.
Welcome back here to the lab. Full time between New Mexico United and Orange County. We finish it up at 1 goal apiece. Each team taking home 1 point apiece as well. Let's take a look at how we got to this point with our full-time highlights brought to you by Ferguson Law Firm. We're here for you, and we're here to win. 2 minutes in, New Mexico getting the party started. Hamalainen links up with Kip Keller. It's the fastest opening goal in New Mexico United history here at the lab, Chris.
Yeah, at that point, centre-back to centre-back, and the diving header from Kip Keller there. Look at that, in full flight. What a great finish, and what a great start it was for New Mexico United.
That was Kip Keller's second career goal against Orange County. He's only got 3 of them, but here just about 15 minutes later, Orange County with the equalizer. It was the 2025 team voted Orange County MVP, Nico Benalcazar with the equalizer.
Benalcazar, the recipient of a gift from Haggard, and Haggard, who was an absolute thorn in New Mexico United side, the left-hand side of Orange County, absolutely tore New Mexico apart, especially in the first half.
It was the second goal of the season for Benalcazar, and it was a huge one. That's how we finished tonight, Chris. The shots piled up on both sides, but neither team able to find the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, it was true where the defense is on top in the second half. I spoke about it just before the break about the 2 chances that hit the crossbar for New Mexico United. Those will be the chances that they look to where maybe they could have took all 3. But I think in the cool light of day that they'll look back and say a point apiece is probably better.
Both of these teams will be hitting the road for their next match. As for us, Chris, we're not back until the 4th of July when New Mexico hosts Oakland Roots right here at the lab. And so that's going to do it for us here tonight. Is for everybody part of our broadcast, for our producer Gary Williams, for Chris Hurst on color. My name is Tyler Ortega. We'll see you here in a few weeks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.